Hi, it's Guy DiMartino. I would like to explain to you a little bit about trusts because many people are confused about the trust instrument and what it can do for you and what it can't do for you. So let's start from the beginning. A trust is nothing more than a contract. A trust is nothing more than a document. And the parties to this contract and the parties to the document are usually three types of parties. You have the first party, that's the person who is making the trust. They can be called a trustor, they can be called a grantor, they can be called a settlor. Okay? So that's the person who is making the trust. And the next party or group of parties is the trustee. You can have one trustee or two trustees, or you can have a commercial trustee. And the trustee is the person who is managing the trust. They are responsible for the day-to-day working and carrying out the stuff that you put in your trust. And typically, if it's a revocable living trust or if it's a new trust, typically the grantor or the settlor or the trustor and the trustee are the same people. And the third group of people are the beneficiaries. And those are the people who are going to be taking under the trust, whether it's income from the trust or whether it is principal from the trust. So you can go ahead and prepare a trust document, and they usually come in two general flavors. The first is a living trust, and that is a trust that is made while you are still alive. It's a living trust, alive. The next is a death trust or a testamentary trust. And that's a trust that is dictated by the terms of your will. And so you don't have a trust that was prepared at the time that you were alive, but you tell your personal representative in your will, if my kids are under the age of 30, I want their share to be put in a trust and then to be distributed in this way. So we have the person who originated the trust, the settlor or trustor or grantor, we have the initial trustees, and then we have the beneficiaries of the trust. And this is in a document, and the benefit of a trust is you get to set the rules. It's your playbook. It is your set of rules. As long as you're not asking for something to be done illegal, you can set any types of standards that you want within reason in the trust document. Okay, so now you have this document. Well, what does this document mean? The document really means nothing until the trust is funded. You see, a trust is like this. A trust is an empty box. Okay? And if it's a revocable living trust, what you do as the grantor is you put stuff in the box. You can put stuff in the box, you can take stuff out of the box. So if you want, you can put your home in the box. The way that you put your home in the box is you will title it in the trustee's name. So you will, for instance, if it was me, Guy DiMartino, and I had the Guy DiMartino Trust and I was the initial trustee, I would prepare a quitclaim deed from Guy DiMartino individual to Guy DiMartino trustee of the Guy DiMartino Trust. And then the house is in the box. I can go ahead and do it with life insurance. See, instead of having my kids as the beneficiary or my wife as the beneficiary of my life insurance, I can change it to the Guy DiMartino Trust. And then the life insurance will sit in there and it will become a trust asset when I pass away. The same thing with bank accounts or boats or RVs or condos or timeshares. Whatever property you have, you can put in the trust. And there are benefits of doing that. You know, there are simple probate avoidance trust, which means that when you pass away, your stuff will not have to go into court to be probated. There are trusts for all different circumstances. You can have spendthrift clause in there if you're concerned about a spouse being unable to handle money. You can set up trusts to be Medicaid protections. You can set up trusts in order to protect from estate taxes. You can set up trusts for folks with special needs. You can set up trusts for a whole bunch of different circumstances. But the general idea is the same. It's an agreement, and once you have the agreement, the trust needs to be funded. It can be funded during your life, and it can be funded after you pass away. So overall, that is the general understanding or general breakdown of trusts. Each different trust has its own peculiarities, which would probably be better to handle individually or a discussion with your lawyer of choice. If you have any questions regarding a Northwest Indiana trust matter, you can always reach out to me. I am Guy DiMartino. Have yourself a great day.